This is Ben Doughty for the hardest game with the irrepressible Ryan Walsh. Good to see you, and thanks for coming to us first, more or less.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you for talking to us. Thank you for putting a spotlight on the best sport in the world.
You're coming across very much like the wise old guru at this stage in your life. When Dev Sani said, "How are you feeling?" or "What's on your mind?" you said, "What's on my mind is gratitude." I felt like I was at an AA meeting.
Well, maybe this is my addiction. Maybe we are. Maybe that's what it's so clear for the world to see. In fact, it's not even a maybe. This is my addiction. Because I'm addicted to this. It gives me adrenaline. It's not illegal. It's so much more than just boxing to me. It always has been. It always will be. And this will be part of me and my life and my family's life for all of our lives, because it's just the best. Boxing is the best. It's the best sport for so many reasons. It's real. There's no fakeness. I just love this. I love what I do. I'm grateful. I'm pursuing my passion with a purpose.
It's obvious that Sam Noakes has got a ton of respect for you, and he said, "I don't expect him to go down. I don't think I'll knock him down," he said, "but I do think I will set such a hot pace that the referee will have to rescue him." That's what he said.
Yeah, between the lines, I think my last opponent said the same thing in the end, that he feels like my corner would pull me out, or the ref would. Again, that's the closest he's come to. It's like, please reintroduce me to that. You know, there was a monster unleashed last time because of words. I believe you should have to be accountable for this. So him saying that's gonna get us through these next 20 odd hours in a different mind frame. Where I'm very happy he said that, because you've aligned it to what it is. I can't quit. The referee's going to be nowhere near me. Let's hope the referee can show him mercy then.
You almost threatened the referee implicitly when you said, "If the referee even tries to jump in on me, I'll attack the ref first, mate. Don't you worry about that."
Yeah, that's a tongue-in-cheek thing. I wouldn't like to attack a referee. It's not very fair, but I have...
How bad do you think I'm going to clickbait this up when we finish? No, I'm not.
No, but I think referees, they've got the hardest job in the world. But let me put this right. I've been in a ring. I've been part of a corner where I felt it was not right. I'd rather see the knockout. I'm a boxing fan. I'd rather be knocked out than stopped out and grabbed out and threw out. Knock me out. Jesus, we implicitly sign the death contract every time we sign a contract to fight. I've signed my contract. I always said to my mum, anything happens, I die doing what I love. So that's on me. That ain't on no referee. That ain't on Graham Everett, my trainer. That ain't on my brothers. It's on me. So please, don't show me no mercy. I ain't showing myself any mercy. If you're going to beat me, I'd rather you knock me out. I'd rather you kill me. I just don't want no... I hate, for me in boxing, my worst bit is when you're not sure. I always go too late than too early. Always, for me, because I know what I signed up for. I'm not an idiot. You know, I have to have a medical every year. I've had more brain scans than most people ever know. You know, I've had 16 of the things now. My brain's working, I'm good. And all I want is to have a chance for my last breath. And that's what you should have as a fighter. I think you should all be very aware how dangerous this is. And this is why I feel so alive doing it. I've never been under any illusion that this is the most dangerous, exciting... I can't say hobby, can't say thing. It's addictive. It's an adrenaline-fueled, all or nothing. I'd have been a gladiator in another time. That's it. I'd have been a gladiator. As simple as that.
It really is that kind of ingrained in your soul, isn't it? Being a fighter. When sometimes people say to me, "Well, they're just ordinary people at the end of the day," and they're not ordinary people. You're not ordinary, and neither is anybody else who deserves the tag.
There's something to that. I think it's in our blood. I don't think you can fake it. Those who do have all been found out. Those who are now pretending in the other thing, there'll be a point. You can, with big gloves and fakeness and 2-minute rounds and all this rubbish, you can get away with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? The misfits and all them, they can get away with it. But get real with a real world-class fighter, and watch how quick it gets real.
You've known me for a while, and you probably know I just literally point-blank refuse to cover that shit.
And I'm not surprised by that.
Will not acknowledge it.
I mean, it's hard. It's a real hard one for me. I hate it because it has made it. Unfortunately, there is a plus to it, which isn't unfortunate. That it's mainstreaming it in a way, which is weird. To get on Netflix and get 50 million eyes on fights is.
But what fights and what?
Yeah, this is it. They're using boxing as the carrier as a. it undermines boxing, but then it puts some light. I don't know.
I'm going to use a weird analogy, but I remember Brett Anderson once from Suede, the rock band, said, talking about Blur, he said, I don't want to play Wembley Stadium if I'm playing a load of my old man's a dustman shite.
Well, I can feel him.
Let's get back to boxing. Yeah, absolutely. He regards you as his toughest test to date. Do you return that compliment or not?
We're just going to have to see, Ben. How can I say that now? I'd be surprised if he's got the experience and the wherewithal to go on. Lee Selby's always going to hold that tag, but before Lee Selby it was Liam Walsh and Michael Walsh. So I've been lucky enough. Not many people know, and I don't shout about it, but I've been doing some look back. And as an amateur, I left the amateurs with, I had 3 losses. Two of them weren't. Go and ask him yourself. Luke Campbell.
I was there at one of them in Liverpool, wasn't I? And we spoke about that in the previous interview, which had got somewhat semi-aborted, but when you wouldn't leave the ring because you just couldn't accept that decision.
Well, this is it. It was not so much leaving. I was fuming. It was fighting against Paul Edwards, another good fighter, British champion. I've had fights with... I've gone on... I only had like under 30 amateur fights, and 3 of them went on to fight for world titles, 2 of them won world titles. So I've mixed it with some really good amateurs, and as a pro, I've mixed it with some really good pros. And that's why I've got the experience I've got, and nobody's ever separated themselves from me. I've lost fair and square, or learn is what I like to tell my young amateur nephews. Win or learn. And even as a pro, win or learn. You only truly lose when you quit and give up and say, that's it, I'm not good enough, or whatever.
In closing, previous opponent of Sam Noakes, Lewis Sylvester, referred to him as a middleweight who happens to be able to make lightweight. But you had an interesting take that Sam Noakes is not quite as big as he'd like to appear to be, if you want to break that one down for me.
Yeah, of course. He's wearing 10-inch Nikes. And at the same time, I'm of the old school. If you think you can cut corners to be if you could be a middleweight and come and fight me at lightweight and think that you've got this gas tank to last it, well then we're all going to get to see, because the way the sport is and with the extra hours you can weigh in, you can make yourself get up to that, but that'll be a disadvantage. I think I've fought big men. I've fought big men. I think I'm a good sized lightweight myself in the end. It's not a comfortable endeavour to make lightweight. It's not too uncomfortable. I look back now and I think, hey, the hell did I make featherweight? I was younger, I was a bit skinny, and that's maybe what it is with Sam. He's a little bit younger, and he's your body eventually, you can see him, he's bigger than his brother. His brother's a welterweight, he's bigger than him. So there has to come a point in that. There has to come a point where you're going to pay for that. And that's
Certainly he told me that he couldn't do it if it was same-day weigh-ins like it used to be 30 years ago.
But I don't think I could, to be honest with you, in all honesty, no. I wouldn't want to neither, because I don't think you could come back the same way. So yeah, same-day way, no, he couldn't do it. You can see him now. He's still got a lot of struggle to go. And what I have fought men who struggled, got to the scales, and you think, well, he can't even fight tomorrow, and he fought and beat me. So that doesn't mean when you're young, I think you can get away with all sorts, and he is big, but he's not as big. And we're all, no matter what, tomorrow we're both 9-9. So do whatever you got to do. I'm happy with that. You're 9-9, I'm 9-9. Let's see who the best man is.
Last question. Weigh in tomorrow. Where will you go to eat once you've hit the 135 pounds?
Well, I'm very lucky because my brother Liam's wife is a fantastic cook, and she's got us all prepared. So I've got my sweet potato, and I've got my own schedule on what I like to do and eat. And thanks to my brother and all his experience with all the fights he has, my first meal will actually be cereal. It's a high GI, low carb meal or something. He's telling me he knows more better than me, and he helps me. And I've been with him for every single title fight of his. We've got a lot. We've got probably 20 title fights between us, experience to use. So when it comes to food, we kind of nailed that down.
It's a family affair. I've got to tell you, I've got nothing against Sam Noakes, but it's very hard in my heart to root against you. Best of luck, Ryan Walsh. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.